Okay, hey guys. So this summer in my master's program, I am taking a class called Gastronomy, and I thought it would be fun if I just took you guys along with this class. It's an elective, so it's not like one of the science-heavy, very intense classes. My professor definitely was like, we're gonna have fun with this. It's gonna be exciting. And so on Facebook, well, on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, not our eating our asses off Facebook, I have started like talking about it, and I am like hashtagging it with gastro together, because a lot of the people who I was in school with are like jealous that they're not taking this class. I'm very excited that I'm taking this class. It's one of the like more exciting electives that are offered. Yeah, I think we're going to talk about gastronomy a lot. It's a 6 weeks class. So for the next 6 weeks, I'll probably be talking a lot about gastronomy. And this is week 1. And so our first thing that we have to do is a taste test. And I think that originally this class was probably supposed to be in person. And so we probably would have had labs set up with blind taste tests and all that. So it's been adapted a little bit because we are not going to campus. Nobody's going to campus. So I am doing this taste test of 3 ingredients in my kitchen. James is going to join me with this. And basically this one is called Yummy Yucky Just Okay. And it's in the nutrition world, it's a way that we do a lot of taste testing with kids. Instead of trying to get them to describe like, oh, this was delicate on my palate. Was it yummy? Was it yucky? Or was it just okay? So even though we are adult college age people, we're gonna also play Yummy Yucky Just Okay. We kind of do this a little bit when we do our keto box unboxings, but we're gonna use some scientific principles here of gastronomy while we do this. So we have 3 foods today, and we're each going to taste them, and we're going to use our descriptive words for describing the odor, the taste, the appearance, the texture of each item. Okay, so we have our 3 items here. 1, 2, 3. We are each going to taste one, and then we have our sheet where we are going to notate what we think about it based on the descriptive things. I have a list from my professor of descriptive words that we can use when we're doing this, for the odor, the taste, the appearance, and the texture, in case we get stuck. I think I have a pretty good vocabulary. So I'm going to just show you what the items are really quick. The first thing that we have is a sage derby cheese. I had this cheese a couple years ago when we were on a trip somewhere and we had room service, and it was delicious, and I've not seen it in the wild since then, but I found it like yesterday. We also are going to have a raspberry, pretty standard, and then we have some cow belly bacon. Never had this before. James apparently has been very interested and intrigued by this for a long time. And when he went to Whole Foods the other day, he actually found some at the butcher counter. So he ordered it. So we are going to get started.
I'm ready. Okay.
All right, so the first item, we have the sage derby cheese. And so always want to start, just give it a smell. What does it smell like? What does it look like? And just so you can see in fine detail there. It's got green marbled texture, but it's very smooth like a cheese would be.
It appears firm and it's smooth to the touch. And yes, the marbled color is definitely there.
I definitely marked it as yummy.
I smell cheese, so I don't smell anything different from regular cheese.
Well, what does cheese smell like?
Cheese. It is musty. Is that what you call cheese? Pungent.
Pungent? I'll go with pungent.
Okay. Taste wise, tangy cheese.
I definitely get the tang. Like, I feel like, you know that feeling right here where it feels like, oh, what the heck? It's just like right here in the back of my cheeks. Like, that to me is like very tangy. Like, I get that like, ugh, sensation. So it's like a sharp cheese. I would say it doesn't really smell pungent to me. It smells very mild in terms of cheeses. I mean, if you think about like a blue cheese or even a goat cheese, this is very mild in comparison. The texture is smooth. It's actually really easy to chew. It just kind of like, you take like two little chews and it starts to disintegrate. So yeah, it's a very smooth texture. Although it has a mild smell, the taste is very vibrant. Mm-hmm. It is rich and
umami.
It does have like that slightly like earthy umami like aftertaste to it, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'm super into. I mean, I knew I was super into that, but I'm super into that. Yeah. So, any last words about the Sage Derby?
I don't have Sabrina's vocabulary. I just know I liked it.
And that's why you are not getting a nutrition science degree.
No.
Okay.
I can calculate the carbs though.
Can you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called Google.
So now, that's not calculating. That's just looking up. So now on to our raspberry.
That's calculating.
You guys know what a raspberry looks like, but just for the sake of being scientific here. Consistency, yeah. There, consistency.
It has a sweet floral scent. That's about it as far as smell goes for me. Let me see if I already describe it using this cheat sheet here. The odor / taste. Oh, okay. Sweet and bitter. Sharp. It does definitely have a kick to it. The appearance to me was how would you describe that? It's not a cuboid, but it's definitely kind of like a three-dimensional thing. These aren't very three-dimensional words. What's wrong with you guys? It has a lot of texture, a lot of like bulbous pieces on the texture side of it. The color was red.
Are you pretending to be colorblind?
Am I pretending to be colorblind? Okay.
Yes, it's red.
Thank you. It was mushy, but not like disgusting mushy. It was just kind of spongy. And yeah, there you go. My description.
So, I don't really smell raspberries. Like, I guess it smells like a berry, but it's slightly sweet. Yeah, it doesn't have too much of a smell. Like, it doesn't smell like a strawberry. You know, like, you can smell strawberries from miles away, especially if you're, like, driving by a field or whatever. It doesn't really have, like, a smell to it. I mean, I don't know, whatever. In terms of the appearance, of course, it is red. It is bulbous to me, and it looks bumpy. It also has little hairs on it, so I wouldn't call it hairy because it's not, like, overwhelming. Like, it doesn't look like it needs a little trim, but, like... It does have little hair sticking out of it. In terms of the feel, it's firm, but I know that I could easily crush this between my fingers. It is textured. I don't even know what texture that would be. It just is. It has texture. Like, if you think about like touching like almost braille dots, but not quite as pronounced. It's ridged. How about ridged? Let's go with ridged. It's ridged.
It's not pointy though.
It has a ridged texture.
Okay. Even
though it's not, it's not pointy, but like, I don't know how else I would describe that. That's what we're supposed to be doing, right? Coming up with descriptor words. And it's wet. It's a little bit wet.
Bubbly.
Bubbly. Okay, I'll go with bubbly. Bubbly to me seems like you would pop it though.
I mean, it has a little bubble that you can squeeze.
How about in the comments, you guys tell me, how would you describe the texture of a raspberry? Because I think I'm stuck on that one. Now the mouthfeel is definitely very soft, and this is what I would imagine a ridge would feel like in my mouth. Like it's more bumpy in my mouth than it is in my hand. This is such a weird thing to do. It is tart. Which is how I like my raspberries. I think some people might like them a little sweeter, but I like them tart. This is a very tart raspberry, so this is perfect for me. I think that's very fresh. It tastes very fresh, tart, not sweet at all. Even though it smells kind of sweet. I don't know that it has like a flavor other than tartness. You know what it reminds me of? Are sweet tarts. Like it's almost sweet, but it's mostly just sour. The sour ones, you know what I mean? Yeah, not the little whatever, but the candy ones that are sour. That's what it reminds me of. It's just way softer than that. So I definitely put raspberries in the yummy category.
Me too.
I think we already knew that was gonna happen. And just as a side note that I forgot to mention, we are palate cleansing in between each tasting, so but I'm willing to bet that the sage derby cheese and the raspberries would go very well together, and in fact I might have that as a little snack after this video is over with. We'll find out. All right,
up next, beef bacon.
so this came from the belly of a cow.
Yep. Found it at Whole Foods from one of our favorite cow farms.
If you're in North Carolina, or I guess Virginia too, because they're kind of on the border, Baldwin Beef, they have the best tasting cows you have ever had in your entire life. So yes. So James cooked this up this morning and lets us know what you think.
And just for the record, I've never cooked beef bacon before. I tried to cook it like pig bacon, and it seems like it came out more like a jerky, which is, I like beef jerky anyways. So just an FYI, I wouldn't call this bacon per se, and that's what it's intended to be. Yeah, it's like a fatter piece than you're used to. It's kind of like rubbery in terms of its kind of like pliableness. It smells like jerky, like your dried out beef. Because I thought I was making bacon, I didn't add any kind of seasonings to it, so you don't have any kind of like salt or any kind of seasons, and obviously didn't marinate it because I just cut it up and cooked it right away. Texture wise, oily a little bit because you get the grease from the meat, and yeah. So it's chewy when you go to bite into it.
It sounds like it has a little crunch to it though.
Yeah, the external parts, like these little parts here, are very crunchy. And they're probably the best part of the whole thing. So honestly, I should have cut it thinner in retrospect, which is probably why I made jerky by just drying it out. Yeah, so the taste is kind of mild. It's not very strong either way. It's like an unflavored beef jerky is what it tastes like to me. So, smell, you just call it meat? I mean, I don't know how else to describe it.
Does it smell savory? Does it smell...
I go with savory. I don't know if rancid sounds kind of like a word too, but it sounds kind of like disgusting when I hear the word rancid, so I would not use rancid, but it has like a, it's a dried meat kind of smell to it, so I guess savory is not so far off. The taste itself is kind of, like I said, mild. You don't get a strong meat flavor of any types because, again, not seasoned or cut properly. And it's not even salty because all that fled out when I cooked out the oil of it. My best chance. Description.
So would you go yummy, yucky, just okay?
Okay.
Just okay.
It's not bad, but it's not like to die for. I would cut it thinner and try it again next time.
I'm gonna try it now. Let's see. It tastes like if LaCroix made bacon. It's like almost bacon flavored, but not quite.
Bacon's marinated. This is part of the reason.
Yeah, this is LaCroix's bacon flavor right here. So it's, in terms of the appearance, it looks dry, and it has a bacon looking marble texture to it, but it's just kind of like brown and like looks like meat. It's like nondescript. It doesn't really look amazing. It smells really good. Although, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if it's that it smells really good or if it's that it was cooked in the air fryer where we always cook pork bacon. And so it could just be that the air fryer makes the room smell like pork bacon. But I think it smells really good. It smells really good, and then you eat it and it's like, oh, there's almost some flavor there, but not quite. In terms of the texture, in my hand, it feels crispy on the outside, but it definitely feels like if you squeeze it, it just will be mushy. Springy, not mushy, it's springy. And like I think James mentioned, I think it might have just been cut too thick. And then in my mouth, it's very chewy. It has like that initial crunch when you bite your piece off, but then it's just chewy after that. And it almost like sticks to your teeth, you know? The flavor, is there any other word I can describe this by? It definitely has like it's salty, like flavor, not like it has salt, like it's just naturally salty. It's meaty for sure. Like I definitely, even though if I don't know what this was, I couldn't really place what it was. I'd be like, is this like the leftovers of your bacon? I wouldn't be able to place this on my own, but I would definitely know that I was eating meat. So it is meaty. It's not quite umami, because to me, like, I think umami is like that. Yeah, it's like an earthy flavor, but it's like that good, like, oh God, that was so good. You know what I mean? It doesn't really have that. It doesn't really have that kick to it. I don't know. That's a hard one. And I'm definitely going to put it as just okay. It's not disgusting by any means. It's just kind of like, why? Does that mean? I don't know. Maybe we just are not preparing cow belly bacon. Beef belly bacon? I think it's beef belly bacon. Maybe we're not preparing beef belly bacon the correct way.
We definitely didn't, because when I cut it thin, a few thin pieces, perfect.
So it needs to be cut thinner in order to be appropriately tasting. But I mean, you know, it's just okay. I would eat it again if I needed to. I'm definitely probably not going to request it, especially for how expensive it is. And you got to cut it yourself? Girl. But for the purposes of this experiment, it was just okay. So yeah, that was my homework for the week. I wish I could just turn in my YouTube video to my professor and be like, I did it. We had some optional assignments that I'm not going to do. Or maybe I will do them later. I'm not going to do them for this week, but I might do them later for you guys. One is we are supposed to map our taste buds. I'm kind of curious about that one with some blue food dye. And then we also have something called a PTC strip that will tell if we are a non-taster, a regular taster, or a super taster. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see those videos, because I can record those too, and just like we can like go through that. You know, we can gastro together. Yeah. If you guys end up doing any taste tests on anything, please record yourself, even if you don't have a YouTube video. Like, I will legitimately take your footage and feature it on my channel, because I just think that this is super fascinating. Okay, so that's it for Gastro Together today. Thanks for stopping by. We have 6 more weeks. We have 5 more weeks of this class, so there are probably going to be a couple, like 4 to 5 more videos of Gastro Together. So join me on this summer adventure. Hit the like button if you like this video. Leave me a comment down below if you have anything to say about how to prepare the beef belly bacon. I'll figure that out one day. And subscribe to our channel so you'll know when we come back with more videos. Thank you.